This week's Music Club takes me to a slightly different place. This week, I'm in the Holy Land, Richfield Avenue, aka Reading Festival. Red Camp. It's officially 4.5 weeks until I dragged myself here with my best friend and my little brother, set up home for a weekend of loud music and liver abuse. So we've come and set up camp, brought ourselves to film a special edition of Music Club. So I think we should have a conversation about who is missing from this year's lineup at Reading Festival.
Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes.
Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, number one, hands down, is the biggest one missing in my opinion. I mean, I don't know, I don't think it's the biggest thing because he did play last year and his album came out last year, so he kind of did his slot for that album, although it was so short.
Yeah.
It was like, what, it was like,
tiny, yeah.
It was like 25 minutes or something. It was like 4 or 5 songs.
I thought I got punched in the face in the mosh pit. I thought I'd been knocked out. It was just a really short set.
No, it was ridiculously short. It was so unnecessarily short.
But he has put on his Instagram page.
Well, separate video.
Okay.
We'll keep that still.
Okay.
You have to watch the next one for that YouTube audience.
Idols are missing.
Idols, I think. Do you know what? I think it depends. If this does, do you know? You've said that they are working on a second album, right?
Well, it is.
Should we wrap up Frank Carter first?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that Frank Carter would have been good to play, but I can see why he's not. But bearing in mind Reading's a bit of a rock festival, it's a shame to see that he isn't on that lineup. Yeah. So Idols. Idols played an amazing set last year in the Festi Republic tent. One of the highlights of the weekend. It was your highlight, right?
My big highlight, yeah.
It was your highlight. Loved it. Absolutely brilliant. Really brought a bit of party punk, a bit of anger in a really good way.
Fucked up voices for the rest of the weekend.
Say again?
Fucked up voices for the rest of the weekend.
Fucked up voices for the rest of the weekend. But yeah, I mean, so what? But right in thinking that they finished their second album.
I think they have. It's on pre-release on Apple Music at the moment.
Pre-release on Apple Music.
So they've got 2 tracks out now.
So it's finished. It's on the way. It's this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that about? Why are they not playing?
I think they're playing End of the Road, which is the same weekend as Reading.
Right.
It makes sense if they want to diversify.
I mean, I can see why they would say, right, they played last year, they don't need to play this year. But if they've got a new album coming out this year, perhaps they'll just have a bigger slot next year.
Possibly. They've been spending a lot of time in Europe lately as well.
And you know,
a lot of time.
Obviously, when was Maccabees? Was that before Reading or after Reading?
That was before Reading.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was before Reading. So obviously they went to support Maccabees and they supported Foo Fighters twice? Or was it just once?
I only saw them do it once. I only went to one concert though.
I'm pretty sure they supported them at the recent Wembley show as well, though, didn't they?
No, that was Frank Carter and Wolf Alice and...
That was it. Slaves. Yeah. Slaves. So yeah, think that I can see why they haven't got Idols, but if they've got a new album, there's an excuse to bring a good band back that you know are going to have a good following at the festival. I'll tell you one I'm really gutted that's not there is Le.
Yeah.
Lost Under Heaven. 2 years ago, played one of the my favourite sets of the Reading weekend, and I was probably one of only 20 people in that. So yeah, Lost Under Heaven, they are, yeah, how many of us were in there? There was like 5 or 6 of us in that tent, wasn't there? Of our crowd.
Yeah.
And then, what, 10 others?
Well, we were right at the front barricade, weren't they? I remember you sobbing your eyes out at the front.
We won't put that bit in, will we? But yeah, no, it's mad. But anyway, they're back with 2 absolutely brilliant new songs. I'm sure either an EP or an album's on the horizon. But you know what, I can see if they didn't bring very much of a pull, I can see why they didn't book them, but that surely just means they're cheap.
Yeah.
You would think.
Well, are they still together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, new material.
Oh, really?
Featured on Music Club 2 weeks ago. I've generally just released that today, don't worry, I'll let you off.
I haven't watched it.
So yeah, no, I think they're, I think that's one that's missing. Any big bands that you think, like, for me, I'm pissed off that Fall Out Boy are headlining.
Yeah.
Number one, I'm pissed off that Panic at the Disco are headlining because they're not a headline act, and I'm sorry what anyone says, they're not. I'm pissed off that Fall Out Boy are headlining because they headlined 2 years ago. Are you telling me there's not other big bands that could have done it?
And I didn't hate it. Brilliant. They're in love.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy. I don't know. I think the rumour is that they spent too much money on Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
So I can see why they've probably gone with other bands.
Which
but
I'm sure will be money well spent, but when if it has an impact on the rest of the festival.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think Kendrick Lamar's rock and roll as shit, so I'm really happy he's there. But it would have been good to have I suppose you got Kings of Leon. They are a fucking big America rock band.
Yeah.
But surprised that we didn't see.
If you ask me, Kings of Leon are a year late. They should have been.
Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, wholeheartedly agree. Will wholeheartedly.
They should have been them and Foos last year.
Yeah. Foos could have done this year. Arctic Monkeys could have done this year. I fucking hate that new album of theirs.
I didn't get past track 2.
Oh, it's so boring.
Not something from a shit Blade Runner remake.
Oh god, it's just awful. Yeah, not a fan of that. But yeah, Arctic Monkeys. I think why is Florence not headlining that festival yet? Mm-hmm. 4 albums deep, the biggest female artist in our country. Rock and roll as they come, and brings many men to tears. Well, by many men I mean me. Absolutely should be headlining that festival. There's some other little bands that I really like. There's a band I really like at the moment called N.E.R.D. I featured them on Music Club. They're really cool. Really gutted they would have been like perfect Festi Republic dance stage.
Yeah.
They're kind of a really cool like electronic band.
We've not had a whole lineup yet, have we?
I think it pretty much is though.
Is it?
I think it pretty much is.
Well,
the Enemy
like
Tent main stage are pretty much.
Seems like a very quiet year.
They haven't done. I think it's just they changed the poster layout,
okay.
But I think it is pretty much all there.
Frank Turner's not there this year.
Frank Turner's not there for like the 3rd year on the trot.
Yeah. To be fair, he did do 10 consecutive years.
I'm on 11th.
You're on 11, yeah.
Does that mean I'm better than Frank Turner?
I don't know. Jack.
Does that mean I'm more Reading than Frank Turner? I'm more Reading than Frank Turner. We're going to tweet this to him.
Oh no, that's not. I don't want him to hate me.
I'm gonna tweet this to you, Frank Turner. Yeah, that's a big shock.
But he is doing an America tour at the moment, I think.
Yeah, well, understandable, I suppose. I'm just gonna quickly look through my. Really fucking happy that Happy Meal Limited are there this year.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
As mentioned in previous video. Who else? Wallows are a band that I think Wallows are really cool. Recently featured on Music Club as well. They have just released their debut EP, and I suppose like they're probably I don't know if they're just one of these bands that they're being held back until they have a big album and then they'll just go and headline places straight away, but they're so good. I think that'd be really cool for them to play. Blossoms, that new album of theirs, everyone wrote them off as a one-hit. I wrote them off as a one-hit wonder. They're now back in that album is huge.
Yeah.
So shocked that they're not here. But yeah, hey ho. Let's talk about secret sets. So the last 5 years, I've quite accurately guessed the secret sets. Who do you think's going to? Whose secret sets for you then? Let's talk about the big one. We've seen the Instagram.
Yeah.
We've talked about him not being there, but I think actually what we know is that he's going to be there.
I think an almost direct quote from him is on Instagram's new Ask Me a Question feature. Someone asked secret set Reading and Leeds, and he said something like, "Would it be Reading without the rattlesnakes?"
Oh, Frankie Carter. So Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. What we're saying? Enemy Tent. I can't call it the Enemy Tent anymore. It's not sponsored by Enemy.
What is it? BBC 110 or something?
Radio 110.
Radio
Yeah.
110. Can't see that.
That's fine. I can impose that. Bing. Yeah, I think. What do you think? You think that it won't be main stage, will it? Secret set. When's the last time a secret set went on the main stage?
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I don't think it's ever happened. I think it's always been in the pit, in the festival. Do you know what he could do? He could do like a pit. He could do a pit.
He could do the pit. He could really do the pit.
That could be cool.
If he's there,
bit small though. Yeah, I think it would make sense for Frank Carter to do the enemy stage. But then again, secret sets don't bring as much of a thing, and he's not that big a name, so it might be on in the Festi Republic.
Yeah, always brings a decent crowd though, doesn't he?
Yeah. The show is and just always so good.
Comparing the Rattlesnakes to this time last year, before they supported Foos at the Olympic Park,
much bigger band,
and I think they've been playing all summer, if not longer.
I think that I think that would be great. I'm calling it now. I'd put money on it. Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes. If that wasn't something that was put out there as a secret set, and his answer isn't there, that's him saying, book me now.
Royal Blood playing?
Royal Blood have not been confirmed, but they haven't played since they released their last album, which was out before Reading last year. So what's that about? So I think a good second guess, I think the secret sets are getting more and more popular, and I wonder if that's why the lineup looks a little weak, because there could be more secret sets.
Possibly. I think they should stick to 3 for a weekend though. I think if you get more than 3 secret sets of a weekend, you might as well put them on the lineup, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, especially if you haven't.
It's like when your mum hides too many presents at Christmas and you're like, oh, another one. Oh, another one.
Yeah, devalues it a bit.
Oh, it's a keychain, you know.
But fucking, how good was Queen's last year though? Oh. We won't put that in. You definitely gave part of your soul to that mosh pit. Queens of Stone Age was so good. I think Royal Blood could end up doing a secret set. That could be a main stage secret set. I think Royal Blood are ready to go, not headline, but certainly sub-headline.
Yeah,
so I'd be surprised. And actually, there's been a trend where that's happened, where they've gone in, done a secret set one year, and then played a high slot the following year. Jamie T did that.
Yeah.
Wolf Alice did it last year. Them Crooked Vultures did it a few years ago. That was pretty cool. And then the following year Foo Fighters played, so that was pretty awesome. Actually, that might need to be fact checked, but we won't do it now.
I think I've only been going for Reading for maybe 5 years. Every secret set I've seen so far has just got bigger and bigger. I think. To be fair, I think the first year, what was it? It was Panic. What was it?
Oh, You Me at 6.
You Me at 6.
But that was on the introducing stage, so they still do those.
Every year, the secret sets for me have got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Whether it's Frank Carter and then Queens, or fucking Jamie T and then insert other example here.
Wolf Alice was pretty big last year. They were great last year, actually, weren't they?
And I think what's happening is they're feeling more and more pressures to do these really cool secret sets than actually just stick them on the lineup. It'd be interesting to see how many they do this year, actually. Yeah,
I wonder if there's like a budget thing they save and they wait to see what the hype train's about for them.
Yeah.
Because I think the year Jamie T did his thing, he'd been away for like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
And by the time they were ready to book him, the newest album wasn't going to come out until either later on that year or the following year.
Yeah.
And it was like, he's ready for it. Oh, talking about that kind of era, Friendly Fires. Yeah, they're back. Not been announced. They played the last time Friendly Fires played was 2009. Same year that
lead singer came out of Bombay though, didn't he?
No, he came out of Disclosure.
Disclosure, wasn't it? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Lead singer. I've got it. Oh, it's Brandon, I think his name is. Yeah. He came out with Disclosure. But 2009. That's 9 years ago. I know they've had a break, but oh no, that's a lie. They played in 2011. They played 2011 on the main stage after Parlour came out. That was so good. So, yeah, amazing to see that they're not on the lineup because they've got that new single out. Very Reading.
It's worth mentioning as well. Not so much a secret set, but a secret appearance. Drake showing up last year.
Yeah, that was huge. That was huge.
You see what I mean about the hype for them getting bigger and bigger with these little surprises.
But apparently the organisers didn't know about that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently it was all gigs. No one except for Giggs and Giggs' manager knew that was coming. And Drake, obviously. He just swept in, came in with a hoodie on, gave his pass, and just went straight in and went on stage. And everyone was like, what? But that leads me to say, is Kendrick just going to do a purely Kendrick show? Or is he going to bring other members of Top Dog?
Chadwick Boseman.
Could Chadwick Boseman make an appearance? Dre came out with Dre came out of Anderson .Paak at Brixton Academy the other day.
Oh, really?
Dr. fucking Dre. Oh mate, seeing Dre on that stage would send me into overdrive.
My first year, Eminem brought out Dido, and we all thought that Dido had been dead for years.
That was so bad.
He's gone to whichever basement she's living in and been like, come on, one more.
Yeah, that wasn't good. There was one. Do you know what? When it got announced that it wasn't Arctic Monkeys, I think we all kind of guessed it was Fall Out Boy and Kendrick.
Yeah.
We were all expecting the third one to be either Arctic Monkeys or Foo Fighters. When it wasn't that, I said they must be doing a secret set, but they're not.
They're playing another festival, aren't they?
They're doing Transmit,
Yeah.
which has been and gone now.
No, but they're playing another one of the same weekend at Reading.
Oh, are they?
But I don't know if it's named now, but it was down as like unnamed.
Oh, right. I'm so happy they're not playing though,
Rotherham, wasn't it?
because I mean I love the Arctic Monkeys, but an AM was such a good fifth album. Was it fifth album? Yeah, it was fifth, wasn't it? So good.
They just got downhill with this last one.
The last one's just like go and do go be Sergeant Pepper's and do a different project.
Yeah. Which I guess, you know, what I respect about it is they've done a completely different sound to what they usually do.
Yeah.
They've tried to push into sort of Noel Gallagher's space jazz kind of genre.
Oh, well, and that's fine, but Noel Gallagher went and did Noel Gallagher's space jazz genre rather than jazz genre, rather than claiming it as an Arctic Monkeys project.
Exactly, yeah.
It sounds like it's an Alex Turner project, and that's fine. But go and do an Alex Turner project. Don't bring down the rest. My opinion. I know a lot of people are wrong with me, especially Q magazine, but oh well. I think we might have one more in us, and then we need to think about packing up, lad.
Yeah, I was just looking at train times.
So, last secret set. I mean, how good would it be? How good would it be if Saturday morning we've gone too hard on the Friday, we wake up to you doing a beer bong and checking Twitter, and we see that we're joined by Jesus Christ himself, David Goliath Grohl.
Oh. That would be
David Goliath Grohl.
I think I'd probably do a little
in Shit Creek. Yeah, I think that would be incredible. I think with their album last year, I was sure that they'd be headlining this year. But hey ho. So that's us. That's our opinions on some secret sets and who's missing from this year. Check out my video for who we think my most excited bands are for this year. Do you know what? It's got a lot of criticism this year, but I've just named loads of people that I'm really excited to see, and I think this year's going to be amazing.
But Reading will be Reading.
I think well, Reading's always Reading,
yeah.
And that's the case. There's no huge names in the same way there has been in previous years, but that brings a completely different dynamic. We can just go and chill and enjoy, and I'm well excited to see them. See previous videos for those bands, obviously. And who do you think is going to be a secret set? Let's start some conspiracy theories. That's always the hype train, always the way the hype train rolls. And yeah, we're excited to see where this goes. Enjoy your weekend. Sweet.
Cut there.
Cut there.